My name is Courtney Tennyson, and I'm an animal caretaker here at Oklahoma City Zoo. Thanks for joining us for the Oklahoma City Zoo Zoo at 2 segment. We're over here in the Children's Zoo barnyard, where we can see goats and sheep causing all kinds of mayhem. So right here we have Ulaga. He's one of our 11-year-old males. He's a Nigerian dwarf goat, and he's trying to figure out this puzzle feeder that's full of grain. And then here we have Chakotah, who's taking charge.
Hi, Chakotah. Here we go. Here's Chakotah. Okay, so we've met Ulaga and Chakotah.
Oh, and here we have Enid. She's our caracal sheep.
All right.
So here we have Hugo. He's our other 11-year-old male. He's a Nigerian dwarf goat as well. And then here we have Ripley. She's our smallest goat, but she's also a pygmy / Nigerian dwarf goat. So here we have Frances. She's one of our Navajo churro sheep, along with Gertie over here. Then our white goat, her name is Idabelle.
Hi, Idabelle.
These guys are a little hard to tell apart, but this one here is Sayre. You can tell her apart from her twin sister Prue because she has a little white spot on the top of her head.
So Courtney, I'm recognizing a theme with all the names. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So all of the animals in this barnyard were actually named by you guys, the public. They were all voted for in a naming contest, and so they're all actually names of Oklahoma towns.
Very cool.
And how do you keep track of all the goats by their names? We had that question from Abby, who's 7 years old.
So when you work with them every single day, you kind of get used to them. So if you have a pet at home and you see them every day, you kind of get to know that name goes with that animal. So I always see Idabelle and Sayre, every day. So.
Very cool. And again, for some of our viewers who are just getting on, can you tell again where we are?
We're actually in the Children's Zoo. So this is the barnyard. It's pretty much the centerpiece of the entire Children's Zoo. Also in CZ, you can find the Galapagos tortoises, you can find macaws, lorikeets, flamingos, and also some primates and wallabies. So
And
a big collection here.
Can guests come in here and interact with the goats when the zoo is open?
Yes, when the zoo is open, we all do. You can all come in here and get nice and personal with the goats.
Lots of interaction right now.
Yes.
Who is this?
That is Sayre.
Hi, Sayre.
She's very interested in phones and all that, so she'll get really good photos.
All right, so we got some questions on social media, so we'll kind of get started with those. Are goats really as obnoxious as they're shown on social media, or do they kid around a lot?
So these guys...
Kid.
Yeah, that's a funny one.
Gotta love the puns.
I love the puns. So these guys are very, very... they can be obnoxious, but most of the time, especially during the summertime, they know how to relax. So they'll spend a lot of their time in the sun just sunbathing. But whenever I bring out some fun enrichment, they get very excited. So today I have some puzzle feeders, and they're all full of grain. So their favorite little grain part of their diet for the evening.
And can you explain what enrichment is and why it's important for our goats?
Yeah, so enrichment is anything that will stimulate an animal's mind. So it could be something physical, like these feeders, where they have to figure out how to get the food out. Or it could be something auditory, like music or scent related, anything like that. So just to keep them happy, content, and their minds working at all the time.
And how old are our goats here?
So we have a couple different ages going on. So Hugo and Uli, the two black goats, they are both 11 years old. So they're nearing the geriatric range. Everyone else in this yard is about a little over 2 years old. So they're all pretty young.
We got a really great question on social. Is a goat a sheep, or is a sheep a goat? What's the difference?
They are two distinct species. So goats were kind of bred to be used for meat, dairy, also any kind of wool, while sheep are typically just used for their wool. You'll occasionally get some sheep milk and also meat from them, but they're typically wool related.
And you said they're eating grain right now. What other kind of foods do they like?
So they get hay, grass hay, twice a day, so they've gotten some of that already. You might see the remnants around. Their first favorite food is going to be mulberry leaves. So now that it's springtime, we're finally getting some fresh leaves, so we're going to get some browse soon. That is their absolute favorite. And then they'll get apples and occasional fruit every once in a while.
So I see we've got some climbing structures in the habitat. Are they good climbers?
Goats are excellent climbers. That's another difference between goats and sheep. Goats are a lot better at climbing than the sheep are.
Oh, here we go, right here.
Yep,
in action.
Idabelle.
This is who?
This is Idabelle.
Hi,
She's being our model.
Hi, Idabelle.
You can see she has a really good beard. You're doing so good.
And where are these goats native to?
So goats, that's very hard. Goats are native to pretty much everywhere. Goats are one of the first species to ever be domesticated in human history. So they kind of originate, origins are kind of hard. So usually they say Africa is where most goats originated from. And then just all those breeds domesticated down from there, and they spread across the world with us.
A great question we also received is it just goats in the barnyard, or do we have other animals here as well?
So yeah, we have 8 goats, 3 sheep, and 4 chickens. So we have 4 Nankin chickens, so they're little bantams, so they're about this big. You can find them on the other end of the yard. At this point, it's pretty hot, so they're probably going to be in their coop taken in the shade.
Wow. And do you have a favorite goat?
I don't like to play favorites, but I will say Hugo, our biggest goat, he's got my heart for sure.
He's the OG of the barnyard. So
we have a lot of different personalities in here. He's very relaxed, but he also knows that he kind of is the boss of the yard, and he doesn't have to fight anyone for it.
Do you think the goats miss guests visiting the barnyard?
A little bit. They are a little bit more needy than normal, but we make sure to get in here with them and give them all the attention that we can.
Someone asked, are all the goats named after Oklahoma towns?
They are named after Oklahoma towns.
Wow.
Great question.
And someone just tuned in and wants to know the goats' names again. Do you mind just kind of giving us a rundown?
So this one here, she is Idabelle. We've got Chakota over here. She's got a little bit of a black mark on her face, and it's kind of a little mustache under her nose. It's a little hard to tell.
All right, Chakota right here.
Yep.
All right. I believe that's also home of Carrie Underwood.
Oh,
correct.
And then there we have Enid. She's the black sheep over there. And then these 2 boys over here, these are 11-year-old males. We've got Hugo, who's black and white. And then we've got Ulaga. He's the black one over there. And then the little brown one, her name is Ripley. We've got Prue that's standing not too far from her. And then we've got the 2 sheep, Francis and Gertie, Ada the goat, and also Sayre over there by the chickens.
And who has the biggest personality of all the goats here in the barnyard?
That's going to be Ripley, the little brown goat. So Ripley has the most personality out of everyone. She's very small. She's the smallest one. She weighs about 22 kilos. She thinks she owns the yard pretty much. So she'll get to fights with the sheep and also the largest goats, you know.
All right. And speaking of Ripley, we got a specific question about how is she doing?
Ripley is doing very well. You can see her over there. She's just trying to eat some grain that she found in the yard. She's not bossing anyone around yet, but she will be.
A really great question that we just received is, do they mate or are they on preventative birth control?
So actually the 2 boys that we have in the yard, they are castrated, or they are called wethers. So they were neutered when they were very, very young. So we have no worries about any babies right now.
And these, the lady goats are pretty young, right?
Yep, so they're all about 2 years old. They are mature enough. They could have babies if we ever wanted to.
Looks like everybody's checking out the puzzle feeder.
Oh, yeah.
And so can you tell me about, so their eyes are very unique. Can you tell me about why they have horizontal pupils?
Yeah, so their horizontal pupils actually help with predation. So they are prey animals, so they do need to help protect that prey. So that horizontal pupil actually helps them see 320 to 340 degrees around them. So they have a very wide field of vision. They can also see in some color. So they can see violets, blues, and greens. And then along with that, that eye can also rotate about 50 degrees in its head. So they always try to keep that pupil horizontal or parallel to the ground.
Wow, that is a cool fact. And do you have any other favorite fun facts about goats you'd like to share with our viewers?
Wait for the puzzle, Peter. Okay.
Like that. Don't worry about that. I don't know. I'm trying to think of some fun stuff.
Well, how much can they eat in a given day? Do they eat a lot?
They can eat a lot. So you see a lot of our goats are a little large or plump around the middle, so they can eat quite a bit. It just depends on each animal and how much they want to eat. So Idabelle here, she's very good at eating.
And it looks like, Courtney, were the sheep recently sheared?
Yes, so we sheared them a couple weeks ago. So we shear them 2 to 3 times a year. And that wool actually gets used for enrichment in other areas.
Oh,
so like the
great.
big cats and birds and all that, they'll receive it for enrichment, either scent enrichment or the birds can use it as nesting material.
Back to eyes, since that was such a cool fact, we had someone named Angela ask, are they more attracted to the colors they can see?
Yeah, just about any animal would be more attracted to something they can see. So like reds and other things, warmer colors, they don't really pop for them, so they don't get that. But a lot of these feeders are going to be green or kind of brown. They can catch that color a lot better, so they can get more excited about that. So if I bring something out that's bright green or bright blue, they instantly, catch that with their eye.
Do they ever show aggression toward each other?
So that's just a normal kind of, I guess you could say, pecking order for goats. Sheep, they always try to have someone who's dominant every single day. That's typically the same person, same goat. So it's usually Hugo. He's going to be the boss of our yard. Most people don't fight him very well. But yeah, they'll demonstrate that by kind of butting their heads. They'll jump back on their back feet and kind of butt each other. It's never anything dangerous or never hurts each other. It's just to show them, hey,
Yeah.
we're the boss.
So, in what ways can the public interact with the goats? Do we have brushes here so they can brush them? What kind of interactions?
So you can enter the yard. You can have as much interaction or as little interaction as you'd like. So you can come in with a brush. We have some brushes available, or you can come in and just pet them along the side or their back and just give them all the love and attention they want.
All right, so we want to thank everybody for watching. We'll take one last question is, what are baby goats called?
Baby goats are called kids. So yes, I guess they do like to kid around.
All right.
All right, thank you guys for joining us. We're sharing a very special video tomorrow for OKC Zoo at 2, which is a garden tour, so that'll be really fun. We want to thank you for tuning in and keep watching OKC Zoo at 2.
Thank you guys.
Courtney.
Thank you.